Normally with an article I get deadlines from editors. So I was really curious to see if I could actually write, if I was just like a wind-up machine that my editor kind of got going, or if I could write to my own deadlines. I wanted to see if I could remember how to write when there isn't that pressure, you know, just driven by a desire to express something. And this is the first time I'd ever kind of wrote personal stuff, so that was entirely new to me, and I kind of enjoyed it. So some of the essays were me trying to work out what I thought about certain things. So things like I was a care worker for a while, so the meaning of care work, or I love singing, so I wanted to write an essay about singing and what I felt about singing. And I'm in my 40s and I don't have kids, so I wanted to write an essay kind of exploring what that feels like and what that means to me now, because sometimes you kind of arrive at a point in your life and you know things are important to you, but you don't really know what you think. And essays are, on a personal level, they were a great way to help me figure out what I thought. For years, I was really into kind of humour writing, people like Clive James or David Sedaris, PJ O'Rourke. And I knew I had funny stories I wanted to write down. And some of those I didn't think about that much. I just went, okay, here's a story I have told in the pub a million times. I'm going to just put it down on the page. So when I was writing my book of personal essays, there was definitely points where I had to kind of sit back and go, should this bit be funny now, or do I need to just be a little clearer and more true to the feelings I had at the time? If anything, one of the big things I had to learn was not being funny for funny's sake sometimes, because my very good editor, Brendan Barrington, pointed out that I occasionally had a tendency, if I was writing about something serious, to kind of throw in a joke at the end, which he pointed out kind of undermined my point. So I learned a lot about the use of humour in writing this book. You know, there's places where humour is really useful, and there's places where it undermines you. I think we're in a good era for Irish journalism, for all of the issues there are with, you know, funding of journalism and all the rest. There's some great writers out there. Like my colleague Rosita Boland is amazing. Jen Gannon is a reporter, or she's a culture writer, I think should get to write more stuff, because whenever she writes stuff, I think it's so on point, and I'd love to see her writing a book. The first books I really loved were the Narnia books. I loved them so much, and I think lots of people say about the Narnia books, I just dreamt about falling into that world, opening a wardrobe and finding a way into it. So they had a huge impact on me, and I think ever since reading them, I've loved kind of fantasy and science fiction and things about alternative worlds. Anna Carey, my wife, writes really good books for young adults and kids. She has a book out at the moment called The Boldness of Betty, which is great, and it's about the lock-in. It's about 1913. I am really needy writer, so I show her a lot of stuff because I'm worried it's crap. And she is a much more self-contained writer that doesn't need to show me stuff until very near the end of the process. So we've never written anything together. It'd be cool to do like a script or something at some point.
This feature is brought to you by Creative Ireland in partnership with RTÉ, supporting the arts, supporting artists, supporting us.